The Raiders are just days away from making a decision that could completely reshape the offense. But with so many holes to fill, there's one position sparking more debate than any other, and it's not what you'd expect. Something big is coming. Is WR most important position for Raiders to address? It's no secret that the Las Vegas Raiders must improve their wide receiver room through the 2025 NFL Draft. The Raiders' current wide receiver room consists of Jakobi Meyers, Trey Tucker, Christian Wilkerson, Kyle Phillips, Tyreek McAllister, Ramel Keaton, Shedrick Jackson, Jeff Foreman, and Alex Bachman. That is not a group that will be able to compete for a playoff spot. The Raiders must come away from the draft with at least one rookie wide receiver. Fortunately for the Raiders, this receiver class is deep and filled with quality players who can make an immediate impact. Many of the pass catchers in this class are quite experienced. But is it the most important position of need for the Silver and Black? The Raiders' passing offense numbers were fine last season, but rookie tight end Brock Bowers did much of the heavy lifting in that department. Myers was very good too, but the room needs more to be competitive in the AFC. Despite a running back renaissance in the NFL, the league is still largely pass-focused. With Geno Smith stabilizing the Raiders' offense, General Manager John Spytek must find him more reliable weapons. Adding two receivers to a group with Bowers and Myers would make the Raiders much more formidable. The Raiders still have several other positions that must be addressed, including running back, cornerback, and linebacker. How does receiver stack up against those needs? Las Vegas likes what it has with Jacorian Bennett and Decamarion Richardson, but don't be surprised if the team takes a cornerback early, possibly in the second or third round. Having as many capable cornerbacks as possible is important. Many Raiders fans hope the team takes Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty with a No. 6 overall pick, and running back is an important need for the team. However, due to positional value, wide receiver is more important. The Raiders could add another linebacker on day 3 and feel comfortable with that position, so they likely won't prioritize the position over receiver. Expect the Raiders to find at least one receiver who should help improve the offense. Washington State's Kyle Williams or Iowa State's Jaylin Noel would greatly boost the passing attack. Is wide receiver the most important position the team must address? Given the current state of the Raiders' receiver room and the talent in this draft class, it is hard to argue that it isn't. Las Vegas Raiders General Manager John Spytek isn't giving in on what everyone wants to know regarding Kolton Miller. The Las Vegas Raiders have found themselves quite the situation to be in. After giving both Max Crosby and Geno Smith a contract extension, one of their best defensive players, and one that has been with them since the Oakland days. Kolton Miller, the Raiders' starting left tackle, is in a contract dispute as his 3-year, $54 million extension from 2021 nears its end. The 29-year-old has started 107 games over 7 seasons, including all 17 last year despite dealing with injuries. He wants a new deal with secured money, so much so that Miller has skipped voluntary off-season workouts to pressure the Raiders, who have not started extension talks, according to reports, and now according to the Raiders. And this has started talks on whether or not the Raiders would trade Miller, with teams like the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks being names thrown out there as good fits. If he doesn't get traded, the Raiders may want to play him as much as possible this year after drafting an offensive tackle in the 2025 NFL Draft. Anything is possible in this crazy league. And with how things are, we really have no clue what's going to happen, and the team certainly isn't making it any easier on us. I'm just going to give you our answer, and it's going to be this going forward. We're not going to discuss contracts publicly, and this is certainly a voluntary part of the off-season program, General Manager John Spytek said on Friday. So guys are free to come and go as they please. With how this draft class is, the Raiders could very well take an offensive tackle early in the draft, whether they extend Miller or not. Both Kolton Miller and DJ Glaze were both top 10 in blown blocks last season with 40 each, and a part of an offensive line that allowed the 5th most sacks. If they do draft one, there are only a few impact guys at the OT spots in this draft, guys that can really play right away in 2025. So if that was going to be the move, the first or second round may be the best time to do so. We have less than a week to see what they end up deciding. Raiders potential draft target talks visit. The Las Vegas Raiders will be selecting the 6th overall pick in the 2025 NFL Draft on Thursday. The heavy favorite to get selected by the Raiders in the first round is Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty. He is the top running back prospect in this year's class, and many experts think he will be a member of the Silver and Black come draft night. Jeanty had a great college season last year, He was the best back in the country, helping his team reach the college football playoffs and was a Heisman finalist. The Raiders are linked to Jeanty not only because the running back position is one of the team's biggest needs on draft night, but because Raiders head coach Pete Carroll likes his offense to be a run-first team. Jeanty will give the Raiders a much-needed boost out of the backfield next season and will be ready to start as a rookie for the Silver and Black. The Raiders hosted Jeanty earlier this week in a pre-draft visit, and this is what Jeanty had to say about his time with the Raiders. On my 30-day visit with the Raiders, they had us playing golf at Top Golf. But I know they were scouting us to see who had a good swing or not. I know they were, said Ashton Jeanty on the Pat McAfee show. There was a group of us. Yeah, relationships are important, especially with those guys you are going to battle with on the field. Jeanty was also asked if he is a player that likes to talk trash when he is competing. It depends on who is playing. If it is somebody who talks trash, then I am going to talk back. But golf, I am not talking trash, because I am not good. Jeanty has said before that we would like to play for the Silver and Black. Great organization, said Jeanty on J Trust of KTVB. They've got a few pieces, and I know they could use a running back. So they've got that nice pick, number 6, so we'll see what happens. It's been great meeting with them, meeting with their running backs coach. So it's cool that he came out all this way to meet with me. Day 3 could present some intriguing options at WR for the Raiders. We're just shy of a few days from the NFL draft, and there are a couple of areas the Las Vegas Raiders could look to address. While it's not the most pressing need, the wide receiver position is certainly a spot the Raiders could add to in the draft. General Manager John Spytek may want some of the later-round picks in this deep receiver class. That's especially true since the position might not warrant a day 1 or 2 selection. If the Raiders decide to address the position on day 3 of the draft, these 3 players would make the most sense. 3 late-round WRs the Raiders should target. Jaylin Lane, Virginia Tech. Jaylin Lane is a fascinating prospect Las Vegas should consider for the 4th or 5th rounds. Lane is a player whose speed makes him a giant threat. His top-end speed, which can overwhelm the defense, also makes him a formidable threat with the ball in his hands after the catch. This helps him when working on comeback routes, as defenders are quicker to flip their hips when worried about his speed. However, his route running needs work overall. He has some giveaways when running routes and just doesn't move that fluidly when breaking in his routes. He runs physically with the ball in his hands, but doesn't quite muster that same strength when in contested catch scenarios. His element of speed would be a welcome addition to the Raiders' offense, though. Jimmy Horn Jr., Colorado. For much of the 2024 season, Raiders fans wanted their team to leave the draft with Jimmy Horn's teammate, Shedeur Sanders. In reality, picking up Horn would be a beneficial addition on its own. Horn is a smaller player, but with that size, he plays competitively. He shows intensity throughout the game and is consistent when it comes to catching the ball. He has courage and can catch the ball in traffic. He is athletic enough to be a threat after the catch as well. While Horn plays tough, sometimes his smaller stature hurts him against bigger, more physical cornerbacks. He needs to rely on agility and technique to overcome his size disadvantage. If he can't compete with his size, he'll need more agility to be able to break free from those types of corners. Horn does many good things, but he'll have to combat these issues in the NFL. Elijah Badger, Florida. There are a couple of receivers out of Florida who could go towards the end of the draft, but Badger is one that would fit in Las Vegas. Badger appears to possess a natural aptitude for the game of football. He's on the skinnier side but has no shortage of athleticism and understands how to change his pace in his routes to throw defenders off. He comes to a stop quickly on comeback routes and has excellent hands. His lack of polish in his route running, as well as concerns about his durability due to his smaller size, have left him lower on draft boards. He also had a back injury in 2023 that could concern some teams. Still, there's a lot to like about Badger, and the tools are there. He could certainly be a worthwhile player for Las Vegas late in the draft. We gotta get Geno some real weapons, man. WR feels like the biggest need right now, no doubt. This draft could change everything for us. What do you think? Like the video and drop your opinion in the comments.